Hi lovely people, welcome back to my channel. I still remain my humble self, Saloon Stitches. And please, if this is your first time, kindly help us by hitting on that red icon to subscribe. Also touch the bell to be the first to be notified whenever I upload a new video. So now today's class we shall be looking at how to make a strapless tube top, or let me say a peplum top with a yoke. Okay, so here I will be cutting out first at the pattern before transferring it to the fabric. So here I have my shoulder line, I have my chest line. Let me just label. I have my bust point, I have my under bust, and I have my waistline. Okay, so here I will first impute my shoulder measurement, which is 16 inches into 2 to give us 8 inches. I'll be adding extra half an inch to it for the joining of the sleeve. Then 3 inches for our shoulder slope, which is standard. Come to the 8.5 inches. I'll come down by 1 inch to connect my shoulder slope, which is also standard. So here I will mark my armhole measurement is 18 inches. My armhole measurement is 16 inches into 2 to give us 8 inches. Okay, so I'll just connect those lines. I'll connect my shoulder slope. Then at here I will impute my bust measurement. The bust I'm working with is 42 inches into 4 to give us 10.5. I just want to add this so that it will help us in this our pattern. Okay, so I'll just look for the half of this, then I'll connect it. Okay, so for now this is okay for this upper part. So the next thing to do is to impute our butt span measurement. The butt span is the difference between the two nipples, and my butt span here is 8 inches into 2 to give us 4 inches. So I'll be adding extra inches for the joining. I'm adding extra half an inch to it to make it 4.5. So I'll just start from my bust point to mark my 4.5 inches. Now the waistline also. After this, I will connect it with a straight line. Okay. So I haven't done this now. I'll go ahead to check what I have here. Okay. So whatever thing I have, I will find the midpoint. So here I have 5.5. The midpoint should be 2.75. So I'll connect this from this 2.75. I will connect it to this. Haven't done this now, I'll go ahead to impute my darts. At the waistline, I'll be adding 1 inch on both sides. And at my under bust, I will add extra 0.25, that is 1.25 at both sides, so that it will help my my breast to sit properly. Okay, all right. So the next thing I will do now is to check the bust point, the difference between the bust point to the under bust. Okay, all right. So to avoid when after sewing, you will see that the breast did not sit, the cloth did not sit properly at the under bust. Okay, so you should make sure that you measure the from the nipple to the under bust so that you will know exactly what you have. So having done that, I have my 4 inches. Okay, I have my 4 inches. So you can just use your compass to go around to measure your 4 inches, or you can just use this, put your tape this way to take the 4 inches, and here we have the 4 inches. Okay, so at this point now, I'll come out by 1 inch. Here I will mark 1 inch at this point, and I'll mark 1 inch at this point. Okay, and coming to my bust point, I'll come down by 1 inch. So I'll go ahead now and connect this. From this 1 inch now, I will connect to this point, and from here I will connect to this point, like so. From here I will connect to this point, and here I will connect to this point. Okay, I'll also connect this. Then I'll connect this. So I'll go ahead to blend this. And I'll also blend this part. If you have your French curve, it will be much easier. So in the absence of that, we just use our hand, our free hand, to do that. Okay, so having done this now, the next thing to do is to, okay, here I will, remember that we said that we will be needing a yoke for the dress. I'll be using this yoke to cut out another fabric that I will attach to the main fabric. So the neckline that I'll be using for it is 4 inches. Then here 3 inches. So I'll just go ahead and connect this. So for the yoke, you just decide the neck that you want. Okay, so here I want a sweetheart neck. So here now I will determine how deep I want it to be. So from those points now, almost to the chest line. Okay, so I will just connect this. You can also use your French curve to do this. So if you want a v-neck, a circle neck, it's all depends on what you want. Okay, so I just want mine to be a sweetheart neck. Okay, all right, so the next thing I will do now is to connect this to the armhole. All right, okay, so I'll just connect this. And because we are using this as a yoke, you don't need to leave this open. So I'll just go ahead and blend this to be. Okay. As you can see, we are almost through. So what we have to do now left is for us to impute our body measurement. Okay, so whatever thing that we took away from this point on this part, we put it back at this side. Okay. Okay, here already we have already imputed our bust measurement. So here with measure what we have here, which is 2 inches. So we go back to replace that 2 inches. Okay, then we add extra 2 inches for seam allowance. At our under bust, we have our under bust to be 36 inches into 4 to give us 9 inches. 9 inches, and here we have 2.5. So we go back to replace that 2.5 and we add extra inches for our seam allowance. I'm just going to extend this line. At the waistline is 37 inches into 4 to give us 9.25. And here we have 2 inches. So we're going to put back the 2 inches and 2 inches for seam allowance. Okay, so as you can see, this is so simple as. So I'll go ahead now to trim this out. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and remove this neckline. Okay, so this is all about it, about the pattern and about the tube. Okay, so I'll just go ahead now, place this on my fabric and cut it out. Okay, coming to the back, we have our lines out. But if you like, there's no need for those bust points, under bust, just the waistline and the chest line, it's okay. Okay, so just go ahead and impute your your bust band. For me, I usually just go down straight. So if you like, you can go ahead to minus half an inch at both sides, then connect it straight to those points. So coming here again, we have 4.5. So I can just come down here by 1 inch. Okay, remember that we want to take out something for the yoke. Okay, all right. So here you can just come here and minus my ½ inch. Even if you go ahead to take this, open up this straight, then uh, at attach it back, it's still okay. ½ inch here, ½ inch here. So I'll just go ahead to connect this. Here I'll come down by ½ inch or 1 inch. Then I'll connect this. Okay, remember to take out some inches. I have here 1.5 inch for my zipper. Okay, so here I will connect my shoulder slope. Now I'm going to extend all those lines. Here I will input my bust measurement, which is 10.5. Then I'll add extra inches for my allowance, extra 2 inches. Then come in here, my waist measurement is 9.25. Then I'll add extra inches, so add extra 1 inch for the dart. Then I'll add my sewing allowance of 2 inches. Okay. Now just find the midpoint. Now connect this. So at this junction now, you decide if you want the back to be straight or you want to give it any kind of shape, then you do that. Okay. So here I'll just cut this out straight this way. Okay. Then I can go ahead since I'll just decide to come down here by 1 inch, then connect it and let it be as kind of a slant. Just give it a little bit of shape there. Okay, just come down by 1 inch. Okay, remember that we used 1 inch here. I want to take it like ½ inch. Okay, all right. I'm just trying to avoid the back to be that too open. So come down here by ½ inch. I'll just connect it from those points. Okay. So just try to make this plate to be a little bit slanty, but you can decide to just make it straight. Either way, it's okay. I'll connect the both sides. And for the neck, I'll be using 2 inches. Then make sure that what you use here at this shoulder line is what you use for the front. Okay, so this is okay for the back. I'll just go ahead now and cut this out. Okay, so this is it for the back piece. So this is all about the back. This is the zipper side and this is the other side. So you can go ahead to label it out so that it will be very easy for you. Okay. So I'll just go ahead now and use this to cut out my fabric. So as you can see, it's very easy. So I'd like you to try yours. Okay. So at the part 2, I want to split this video so that it will be short. It won't be that lengthy. Okay, so follow us up at the second part of this tutorial so that you will see the cutting of the fabric and also how to join it. Of course, we'll be using a net for it. So for the yoke, we'll be using a net for the yoke, and we'll be also using this cup, okay, for it. So just follow us up. Make sure that you follow this video to watch it till the end. Okay, at the end you will see the picture of the dress, so you can see that what we are actually making is very interesting. Okay, both the sleeve and the rest of it. So continue watching. Okay.